Good morning, dear listeners. Today we're going to introduce the chapter 5, the fifth principle, the principle of polarity or opposites. So let's see what the Kabbalion says. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same, opposites are identical in nature, but different in degrees. Extremes meet, and all the truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may reconcile. So this is what the Kabbalion says, and my commentary introduces the law of polarity in many different, few different traditions. We're going to talk about that in the tradition of Christianity, in Buddhism, etc. But the first, the Hermetic tradition of knowledge speaks of this law of opposites, which basically says that everything that manifests from the reality of the mind of pure being always manifests as a duality, so a duality of opposites, and the two poles of the reality, the two poles of reality are only a matter of degree. So there are always two poles, and the difference is only a matter of degree. So this principle implies that thesis and antithesis are identical in nature but different in degree, and all the truths are half false and half true, because their two poles must always be there, the two opposites. Everything is and it is not at the same time. So this is universal principle of reconciliation of opposites, because the non-duality of the poles of the pair of opposites is always found in the essence of the reality of everything that manifests. So to continue, we could also say that basically everything manifests and it completes itself by going into the opposite directions of from where it started. For example, there is a spiritual and a physical planes of reality, but these are not in reality completely different things. They're just different degrees of the same reality. It's the play of the mind of pure being. So everything is in motion, everything is in time. We have seen this in the previous principles. Everything appears and reappears, manifests and remanifests according to the degree of vibration of the thing itself. On the physical plane, we can see that there are different scales of degrees. For example, there is a cold and hot, night and day. We have colors. We have the emotional, mental states. We have love and hate. We have degrees of love and degrees of hate, but there is no limit. Everything it can be going to an infinite level, and it's just a matter of degree between the difference between the two poles. And things change, so things transform themselves or polarize into any state. So this we can see depending on the activity of the dominant pole. So the change in nature is a transmutation. This transmutation, it seems like a change, but in fact it's just a difference in a degree of the same scale of vibration. And to conclude this introduction, we must state that things which belongs to different classes cannot be transmuted into each other, but things of the same class may be changed by changing their polarity. So, for example, emotions, different scales can be transmuted into one another because they belong to the same scale. Love, on the other hand, can never become north or south. Love can become hate, hate can become love. north can become south depending on our position. Hot can become cold, cold can become hot, but the transmutation or the change must be always related to the same class of phenomenon. So this is all for today for the introduction, and in the next podcast we will talk about this principle in different traditions of the knowledge of Hermetism. Thank you for listening.